and then acting city clerk, finance director in January of '06, and then ultimately became the finance director in February of '06. And so she's been an integral part of our team. She's created an excellent department there full of extremely competent and professional accountants and staff members, and she will be missed. I'd also like to just give a couple examples of the kind of work that she has done for us. We hire every year we're obligated to have an audit performed, and our audit since 2009 has been performed by the 5th largest accounting firm in the U.S., a group called McGladrey, and actually I think they have now been bought by somebody else. But each year after the audit, there are 3 opinions that will be issued by the auditor. One is the opinion on whether financial statements follow generally accepted accounting principles, an opinion on internal control over financial reporting required by government auditing standards, and an opinion on compliance for each major federal program required by the U.S. Office of Management and Budget. And the City of Midwest Cities received clean opinions on all of the above items every year and qualified as low-risk auditee in single audit. Also related to what Judy does are the city's bond ratings. Standard & Poor's will monitor each municipality's bond rating after bonds have been issued. They will review municipalities' financial reports, debt-to-equity ratio, major revenue situation, debt repayment history from time to time. When Standard & Poor's did their last evaluation in 2014, it resulted in a improvement of the city's general obligation bond rating from A+ to AA-. And what this means is that whenever we go out to try to finance a project through bonds, that we'll get a lower interest rate on our bonds because we are sound financially. So those are things that Judy helped the community and the city achieve while she was here, and I just wanted to give her due recognition for a job well done for the city of Midwest City.
Great. And Mr. Lyon, I just got a text message from a constituent that said we're having technical difficulties. Do the guys know? Are they aware of that? Okay. Any other community-related announcements?
I'd like to just recognize and thank everybody that helped with the Veterans Day Parade this past few weeks.
Well, they did a great job. We haven't met since then, have we? It was a very good deal, and you're exactly right, Jeff. Jack Fry and Dave Souza were the chair of that committee. They did a great job, and police and fire and the street department getting the barricades out. Everybody did a great job. I had a chance to speak with General Levy afterwards, and he was very impressed by the outpouring of support by the entire community for the military folks in the Veterans Day Parade. Next item is a consent agenda. These items are placed on the consent agenda so that members of the City Council, by unanimous consent, can approve routine agenda items by one motion. If any item proposed on the consent agenda does not meet with the approval of all the council members or members of the audience wish to discuss a proposed item with the council, it will be removed and heard in regular order.
Move to approve the consent agenda with the exception of number 19.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve consent agenda with the exception of C19. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? That motion carries.
C19 is discussion and consideration of approving and entering into a contract in amount not to exceed $7,600 for fiscal year 2015-2016 with David Carr to establish terms and conditions under which he shall serve as the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Center Coordinator. We would request that the agenda and that the agenda item be modified to an amount not to exceed $7,800, which will be in line with the amount of work that we expect that Mr. Carr will have to do to coordinate the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program.
And that the underlying contract be amended to the 410 hours?
Right, the contract as it's written says 7,800, and the rate that he receives is $19 an hour. And so if we change that from 400 to 410, that'll put us close to that, and that'll also give him the additional time that he may need to fulfill that. We just pay him for what he works, and he does a great job and has for a number of years with that VITA program.
Move to approve.
A motion, a second to approve item C19. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? None heard. That motion carries.
Item D1, I'm sorry, public hearing with discussion consideration of an appeal filed by the owner of the property of the notice and order issued to abate tall grass and weeds for the property located at 1417 Maple Drive. This item was continued from the October 27th meeting, and as I understand it, the applicant is requesting that the item be continued to the next meeting, Mike?
No, January.
First meeting
Second
in
one in
January?
January 12th.
Okay, first meeting in January.
And they're not here? Oh, they are here.
Yes, ma'am. If
Come
you want to
forward,
come
ma'am.
on up.
If you'd state your name and your address for the record, please.
Good evening, council. My name is Christine Posey. I'm the property owner of 1417 Maple Drive. I'm just requesting an extension regarding the appeal to the tall weeds and grass per se. 27 October, when we had this last meeting, we went in front of y'all. The pitch was 612, and that's where it was when the city regraded it last. But since then, 3 weeks ago, the city has put widened the lip on the storm drain, as well as put a chain link fence up. In the process of doing that, they removed a lot of dirt and made it 12-12 pitch, which is a 45-degree pitch, which is unsafe. Even speaking to city officials, they said it was a lot worse than it was back in October. The slope was actually doubled, actually. And that was the main reason we had this appeal, is because of the safety of the slope and not having any barrier to the storm drain. But since I was corresponding with Patrick, we came to conclusion of city is going to regrade the area from the west of our driveway up to the city storm drain, make a safe, manageable slope so it can be maintained by the tenants.
And Ms. Posey, you sent me an email, and I forwarded that to Patrick and Billy.
Okay, great.
And I think as a result of that and conversations you've had with them, this has all been resolved. Is that correct?
Basically, but we would like to see it completed to the end, see the process completed to the end.
Sure, and if we go ahead and reset this till the second council meeting in January, that'll give everybody enough time to get this deal resolved.
Yes, please.
Second council meeting in January, isn't that what we said?
Move to move.
I just got a quick question. Did it doubled since you guys were out there, Patrick?
I would say that the slope has increased with the work with the fence and like the resident said with the lip along the channel. So we would like to go out there and rectify that.
Gotcha. I thought we just put the fence up. We did more work off the dirt.
Well, they had to have a base for the fence. Fence has to be set in concrete on top of that thing.
Okay. All right.
So we need a motion to.
Move to approve. I'm sorry.
Motion to continue to the second meeting in January.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second to continue item D1 until the second meeting in January. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
D2, PC 1854, public hearing with discussion consideration of an ordinance to redistrict from SPUD, Simplified Plan Unit Development, and C1 Restricted Commercial to C3 Community Commercial as for property described as parts of Lot 6 and 7, Block 3 of Finley's Meadow Gardens, Oklahoma County, Oklahoma, located at 2900 South Douglas Boulevard and 9006 Angela Drive. The owner is Deborah Ellis with Griffin Properties. The applicant is also Ms. Ellis. The proposed use is an eating establishment, fast food restaurant. This item was heard by the Planning Commission and recommended approval. Is Ms. Ellis in the audience? Would you come up and just see if there's any questions that you need to answer?
Ms. Ellis, if you'd be so kind to state your name and your address for the record, please.
Deborah Griffin Ellis, 9020 Southeast 4th, Midwest City, Oklahoma, 73130.
Thank you.
Can you share with us what the restaurant's going to be?
I'm putting in two. One's going to be Jimmy John's on the corner,
Okay.
and
that-
then Holy Guacamole is moving around from 29th to Douglas, becoming a bigger restaurant.
Okay. So this particular piece is where
It's
the
Jimmy
Jimmy
John's.
John's.
This is
So
Jimmy
have you
John's.
got bicycle racks out there for 'em?
Not yet.
Is it super fast? Is it super fast?
We're just talking, but we're talking serious, so.
Okay.
Move to approve?
This is a public hearing.
Oh,
We do
okay.
need to ask if there's
Anybody else? You have anything else you want to say? I think you got it if you just, I think we're good. Okay? Chair, entertain a motion.
Move to approve?
Have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Good, thank you.
You might as well stay here
Just
for a
stay there.
second.
For the second one, yeah.
Next item is D3 PC 1855, public hearing with discussion consideration of an ordinance to redistrict from SPUD Simplified Plan Unit Development to C4 General Commercial for the property described as lots 8 and 9, Block 3 of Finley's Meadow Gardens, Oklahoma County, Oklahoma, located at 2907 and 2911 South Finley Drive. And this is for another restaurant.
This is for Holy Guacamole.
Public hearing. Anybody?
Anyone else? Any questions, council?
Okay, now do it. Now do it. Second?
We do have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Next item is PC 1856, public hearing with discussion consideration of approval of a resolution to amend the comprehensive plan from OR office retail to commercial, and an ordinance to rezone from PUD to C4 General Commercial District for a portion of the property described as a part of the southwest quarter of Section 24, Township 12 North, Range 2 West, located at 9113 Northeast 23rd Street. The owner applicant is Wayne Brewer. The existing and proposed use is a used car dealership. I believe the Brewers are in the audience this evening. If you could come up and remember, this is a public hearing there.
Okay, this is a public hearing. Mr. Brewer, if you'd state your name and your address for the record, please.
Wayne Brewer, 5585 North Luther Road, Hera, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Your proposed use is you're going to basically expand your used car?
No, it's always been there. It's just the PUD kind of messed things up. It's been there since forever.
Okay, okay. So this is a public hearing. Is anyone in the audience here to address the council on this item?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next item is PC 1857, public hearing with discussion consideration of approval of an ordinance to amend the plan unit development to plan unit development governed by the R6 single-family residential and the R2F two-family residential districts for the property described as a part of the land line in the southwest quarter of Section 4, Township 11 North, Range 2 West of the Indian Meridian, City of Midwest City, Oklahoma County, Oklahoma, located at 10850 Northeast 10th Street. The owner-developer is Brent Cook. The applicant is George Marquez with Crafton Toll. The proposed use is for 54 single-family lots and 11 two-family lots. Mr. Harless, could you kind of give a overview of where this, what the current zoning is and what the new zoning would allow for?
Sure, Mayor and Council. This zoning, a lot of people in Midwest City and the Council and the Planning Commission are familiar with. A few years ago, this came before the Planning Commission and Council to be zoned as an apartment complex with some duplex and single family. I believe there was about 209 dwelling units that were going to be at that time, and that never had taken place. They have by right to come in and pull an application to do that, a building permit to do that to date. The applicants have decided to go to 54 single-family units and 11 duplexes, which the duplexes would be on the northern part of the property. As you can see in track 2 here, the 5.3 acres. There's still a few things that need to be worked out with the preliminary plat. There's also a couple of variances on lots as far as front setbacks and rear setbacks. But overall, the Planning Commission and staff recommend approval. Be glad to answer any questions.
And this is a public hearing.
This is a public hearing. Anyone wish to be heard on this issue?
Is the applicant in the audience?
Name and address, sir, for the record.
I'm George Marquez with Craft and Toll, 214 East Main Street in Oklahoma City. Mr. Harless presented that well, so I'm here to answer any additional questions anybody may have regarding the proposed development.
Anyone on the council have questions? Okay. Entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor say aye. Any opposed?
No.
So that's 6-1, I believe, right? Anybody
Yes.
else vote no? Okay. Got that, Rhonda? Okay. All right.
Next item is PC 1858, discussion consideration of approval of the Oakwood Landing preliminary plat for the property described as a tract of land lying in the northeast quarter of Section 31, Township 12 North, Range 1 West of the Indian Meridian, City of Midwest City, Oklahoma County, Oklahoma, addressed as 10850 Northeast 10th Street. This is the preliminary plat that would accompany the proposed rezoning that you all just voted on. We still have some issues with regards to drainage, and so we would request that this item, subject to concurrence by the applicant, that we would continue this until the second meeting in January so that that information could be provided and we would have time to review it and get comfortable with it. Is that all right, Mr. Vasquez? Okay.
Need a motion to that effect? Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion carries.
Next item is discussion consideration of approving an agreement with a coalition of community leaders creating a Midwest City Police Community Advisory Board, which will develop and maintain a partnership between the community and the police department in an effort to reduce crime and to enhance the quality of life for all citizens through positive and open communication by facilitating interaction between the police department and a committee of citizens, which will be a diverse yet representative entity derived from a wide section of the community, which will assist the police department in establishing the highest standards for police accountability and increase the public trust. This item was a further information item on the November 10th council meeting. Staff recommends approval.
This is a public hearing. Anyone wish to?
No,
It's not?
no, sir.
Not a public hearing. Okay.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve item, Daniel. Item D7. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Next item is discussion consideration of one, accepting a petition signed by electors entitled to vote for a successor to Mayor J.D. Collins sought to be removed equal in number to at least 35% of the total votes cast in the election that certified his term of office, demanding an election of a successor of Mayor Collins, which was filed with the city clerk, which petition contained a general statement of the grounds and charges for which removal is sought, and which has been found to be sufficient. And 2, passing and approving a resolution of the City of Midwest City, Oklahoma, authorizing the calling and holding of a citywide primary election on February 9th, 2016, if necessary, and a citywide removal election on April 5th, 2016, if necessary, in all wards of the City of Midwest City, County of Oklahoma, State of Oklahoma, as required by the Charter, and establishing the filing period, and 3, issuing an amended election proclamation to authorize the calling and holding of citywide primary and removal elections in conjunction with the wards 2, 4, and 6 elections.
I have a question. On the 2, 4, and 6 elections, is that the next item, or is that this is all in one item?
No, we did that.
No,
we did that
that's
last
an
week.
addendum.
We did that
in terms
last
of
week. We gotta-
correcting
So
the
we'll do that
dates.
one later.
That's a
Yes.
separate deal, yeah.
On this item, why do we say that we want to do it with 2, 4, and 6? If we just said the date and something happened to 2, 4, and 6, would we have to move the mayor's election?
Okay.
Like if we needed to move the 2, 4, and 6, and we said in our item that we are doing it on the
No.
same day as 2, 4, and 6.
In item D10, Councilman McClure, we're going to have to change the dates for filing for 2, 4, and 6,
In-
but the election date's not changed.
Okay. I'll bring it up on 10 then.
Okay.
Okay. So let me just read this for everybody's benefit. On Friday, November 13th, 2015, the city clerk determined the sufficiency.
Oh, that's the, okay, I'm sorry, I thought you were reading the memo for the amendment.
No. Determined the sufficiency of the submitted recall petition, a copy of which is attached. The charter requires that the city clerk then present it to the council without delay. You must then fix dates for holding the primary and removal elections on the next available election dates. And then attached was the resolution and the amended election proclamation. And staff recommends approval of the petition and approval of the resolution and amended proclamation as required by the charter.
Chair would entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Next item is discussion and consideration of the approval of the collective bargaining agreement with the International Association of Firefighters, Local 2066 AFL-CIO-CLC, parentheses, IAFF Local 2066, as negotiated for the fiscal year 2015-2016. Included in the agenda item are is the proposed new contract and also a review of the articles that have been amended or modified through the negotiation process. Staff would recommend approval, and I believe the bargaining unit has also approved the proposed contract.
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve item D9. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? That motion carries.
Now we got to go to the addendum. I got it. This is an addendum to the agenda, item number D10, discussion consideration of approving and passing a resolution amending the paragraph of resolution number 2015-29 of the City of Midwest City, Oklahoma, that establishes the filing period for the purpose of electing wards 2, 4, and 6 council members. The election resolution approved on October 27th, 2015 had set the filing period to November 30th through December 2nd, 2015. The resolution is required to be published at least 10 days before the filing period begins. Although our IT department has confirmed that the resolution was transferred from from the city clerk's email to the publisher on November 10th, 2015, for inclusion in the November 13th, 2015 Beacon newspaper. This was not published, and therefore we need to modify the filing periods for wards 2, 4, and 6 to the December, to be moved to December 7th through December 9th. Staff recommends approval.
You have a question, Rick? I have a question. Is it possible to have the council for 2, 4, and 6 on the, push it back one election month?
Well, I don't want to do that.
That's not the, okay, I'm just confused.
Why would you want to do that?
Too late
I
for
think
that.
I think the election board
Just the
dictates what
filing
what
dates.
times you can have the election.
All right.
We're not gonna have trouble with the fact that there was news stories about the filing. And the resolution is published separately with different dates.
The resolution will be published at the same time as the amendment and tomorrow.
I understand that, but news articles have different dates in them. Is that gonna create a problem?
No,
Not
because
that
when
I've
you think
seen.
about it, the worst that can happen is that they make an extra trip down to the, it's not as though the new filing period is earlier, it's later.
Everyone that has talked to me about candidacy has been personally called on this. I have been approached by 4 or 5, and they have all been called. And we will be publishing tomorrow morning on the website an article. We were waiting for approval to make sure that it's known that way as well.
So do we have the Beacon up to date now?
They know about this.
And it'll be published?
They offered to
with-
publish for free, but unfortunately, I could not do that.
No, I understand, but will they publish so that we have 10 full days? I mean, we're cutting it kinda close.
Yeah.
Don't they
Yes,
publish?
it's published tomorrow.
But the Beacon.
They publish on Fridays.
No, the Journal Record is
Oh, okay.
Okay,
publishing
all
it.
right, okay.
Got it.
Okay, we need a motion on this.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve item D10. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? That motion carries. Next item is new business and public discussion. Keep in mind, in new business and public discussion, there cannot be conversation or debate over issues that are brought up because of the open meetings requirement. Also, there's a 3-minute time limit. Those wishing to speak can come forward, state your name and your address, please. And there's a couple signed up.
My name is Doug Beabat. I live at 13,200 Shirley Lane. I'm the president of Midwest City Firefighters Association. You guys just voted to approve our contract, and I appreciate that. I wanted to compliment Catherine. Obviously, there was a transition there in the lead negotiator from Mr. Bates to Catherine and her staff, and that transition was seamless. So we appreciate that, Catherine. Thank you. One important point that I wanted to make just publicly on the contract is the fact that we did leave the 1.3% raise on the table. Obviously, we tried to do some things through memorandums of understanding. That brought up a concern for management rights on the city's part. However, we have left that money on the table, and we hope that the city would address the firefighter vacancies within the department. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bebout.
Civilai Mansolet.
Anyone else?
Sylvia, did you sign up?
Civilai.
You don't have to talk if you don't want to, but if you do, you can.
Hello. My name is Civilai Manassi. My address is 104221 Catton Place, Midwest City, 73103. I have been a Midwest City resident for about 6 years now, and I support and have all the confidence with the city manager and mayor And I am very, very thankful for this Midwest City employee that work outside in the hot and cold to make this community a better place to live and work, such as the street department, the parks and recreation, the wastewater, the sanitation, the utilities, the meter reader, and all other employees that help make this wonderful city to grow and operate. Mr. Henson and Mr. Collins, my family and I am honored that you both are serving the citizens of Midwest City with your perseverance and truth. I am confident that you both will do whatever it takes to make my home, my neighborhood, and all the citizens safe and secure as you've been for years, have been for years. Both of your action with regard to Midwest City has proven very sincere, compassionate, and loyal. I personally disagree with the billboard on Southeast 15th Street. I am very saddened about the negative impact that social media and Facebook has had. My family and I disagree that you do not care about public safety as a whole. In conclusion, I do thank you so very much for your wisdom and your virtue leadership to Midwest City, its employee, citizen, and community. The bigger picture is that we all do still have to work together as a team. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mayor Collins, you have my vote through your next election, and I thank you for your service. Thank you.
Are there others? Thank you guys for your input.
Next item is discussion, consideration of one, entering into executive session as allowed under 25 OS Section 307B4 to discuss Eric Hendrickson's workers' compensation case number MWC 14-657, and 2, an open session authorizing the city manager to take action as appropriate based on the discussion in executive session.
Move to go to executive session.
Have a motion and a second to go to executive session. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? We're in executive session. We'll be back, folks, but there's not really much left, and so thank you guys for coming.
Is that it? It's enough for the audience, though.
Round them up.
Thank you for your help with that.